Chapter 3 Race to Camp. Balarin hacks frantically at the vine wrapped around Briggs' neck. The vine gives way, but already the spikes protruding from the plant have sent dark red fluid streaming out of Briggs' throat, as he gasps and falls to the ground. Immediately, more vines come slithering into the area. Reluctantly, Balarin takes off again through the jungle, pushing through the dense foliage. Briggs and Balarin had previously passed two of their party, now being consumed by this awakened creature. If their sense of direction has been correct, the camp should only be an extra 30 to 40 feet, though through the thickness of the jungle, anything lurking beyond a few arms' lengths is impossible to discern. Balarin guessed right. He emerges from the underbrush only a few hundred feet from the camp, or what was the camp. Only two of the tents remain standing, while the rest are toppled or torn beyond repair. A chaotic scene lies in front of him, with several figures grappling around what remains of the camp. A few men scrambling to launch the small boats, and a body lying face down, twitching slightly between Balarin and the camp. Quickly, Balarin moves to the man lying face down closest to him. His body is still twitching. Balarin rolls him over. It is one of the men from the medical tent. His face now greyer than before, with veins exposed around his neck and temple, though with a rough surface and brownish colour. Suddenly, his eyes open and he grabs Balarin, biting like a vicious animal, and clawing with root-like sharp fingernails. He is hissing and clawing on top of Balarin, inches from his face, his mouth now coughing out fluorescent jungle spores, with Balarin only now noticing that he is no longer staring into the eyes of a man, but a creature whose sclera, iris, and pupil have taken on a glowing, ghostly yellow. Regaining his senses, Balarin shoves the abomination off onto the ground next to him and scrambles to his feet, sprinting towards the encampment. "Kralessa!" he calls, as he recognizes one of the figures engaged in a scuffle within the camp. At that moment he notices it. Kralessa is occupied by keeping the teeth of one of the yellow-eyed diseased sailors out of her throat, so she does not notice the long branch snaking along behind her, positioning itself for an attack. Balarin increases his pace to try and intercept the branch before it can attack Kralessa. He is getting closer. Almost there. Then he sees it. His mind becomes a fog. He stumbles to the ground, overwhelmed with images of the man being dragged down the stairs in the cavern, the yellow eyes staring from the walls, Briggs coughing up blood onto the jungle floor, and the jungle spores coming from the creature's mouth. He is dazed only a moment, but as he comes back to reality, he knows it's too late. The branch whips across the back of Kralessa, leaving a long, open cut in its wake. Green thorns lay embedded around the wound, gently oozing sticky, infectious, greenish pus into the breached flesh.